Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Kellyanne Jordan.
Good afternoon.
All right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yay!
Now, really excited that you're here anyway.
Yeah.
But especially excited because this is you. Crafty as a Fox is you. You either source everything or, more importantly, you get to actually design stuff.
Design
cool,
it, yeah.
I know you've been able to do it. You've done lots of making and selling in the past, like scanning cuts and things like that. But actually, to express your love and share them, that's what you do, right?
Yeah. So I've been designing lots of different things for a long time, but I got to the point where I decided I wanted to do it for myself, and I had this concept of journaling that because I've got such a bad memory. I've told you all this so many times. I've got such a bad memory. I'll make something. I'll give it, or I'll gift it, and then I've forgotten what I've used to make it if I want to redo it.
Right, yeah.
So that's where my concept of card journaling came in. So then I decided to build kind of my brand around my forgetfulness.
Yeah.
Basically. And I wanted to create products that I wanted to use within my card making, my art journaling, my mixed media projects, because I'm a bit of an inky girl. I love a bit of paint. I love a bit of ink. It's just a really fun way of expressing ourselves.
Yeah.
So, naturally I then went to stamps and stencils and pattern papers, and I do use a real mixture of my own artwork and other artists' artwork. Obviously I have permission to use it, but I just want to share with everybody this different concept, and it's for you. That's the difference between our card making and card journaling. It's something for you to have with you whenever you want to look back at your projects and go, oh yeah, that was a really good one, or that was a bit of a fail. It doesn't matter. It's your record to keep with you, forever. And
that is talking about the card journaling techniques and things, which is coming up. So if that triggers something in you, you're like, that is me. That is...
Yeah.
Well, you can be the most experienced or be brand new. You've got something on this show that will absolutely help you. And I think, Kellyanne, shopping directly with you, craftykelly.co.uk, epitomises why you guys watch things like Create and Craft, Achanda, Sewing Street, Crafts Companion, all the ones that are there, because it supports you directly to keep expressing yourself and doing what you love, which is what you guys love as well. We've got a lot on this show. We've got items on this show from like £2, £3.
Yeah, we've got some cheap ones.
But we are very lucky that we've got the bundle, which is in front of us here, still available. It's all like Victorian style?
This is, the Victorian kind of style. So this was my first kind of a deep dive into all of this. So those that know me, that I'm a bit gothy, a bit steampunk. I do steampunk events and goth events, and I just love it. So I love the Victorian feel, the images, just the kind of different patterns you get from that era is just beautiful. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a collection that was based around that, with Victorian imagery, with some pattern papers to work with ephemera. Then I wanted to create some texture stamps using these different textures, like a key, like grunginess. I mean, because I'm a bit of a grungy girl, I like stuff that I can use. Yeah, well, I really love text on your background and circles and keys and splodges, and using the different stamps I've got within this stamp set gives you that ability to add that, but also then we've got some very pretty patterns in there as well. So it's a real mix for that reason, so it can span so many different styles of card that you're going to create.
Yeah. Well, actually,
and create those different. I mean, like all the cards that you've just shown.
Well, I was going to say,
all very different.
Yeah, because I can see that there's script down the bottom of there, and I see script in the background of here. I can then see some of these ephemera pieces.
Yeah.
Being in our ephemera pack. So it shows how well these elements all come together. So I've got an ephemera pack, I've got the stamps, I've got the stencils, and I've got these papers too.
Yeah, that's the bundle.
That is the bundle. Now, I know we're going to a lot more detail of it later on. We've got lots of demonstrations on the way. But we've broken it down, right? So if I want to get one or the other, I can get one thing.
This is it. So it's $39.98 for the bundle.
Yep.
But if you want to buy it individually, you can as well. So if the paper collection side of it isn't your thing, that's fine. You can buy the stamp and stencil separately. So, but if you're not into the stamp and stencil, well, that's fine. You can buy the paper collection, because the paper collection has been designed to work specifically together. So this paper collection has 8 designs, 3 of each, and there is 5 different papers. But also in there is, let me see if I can find the pages. I got them here. So we've got some journaling cards, like that way. We've got journaling cards to go in it, so you can chop those down a little bit and use those in conjunction with your junk journaling and stuff, your card making.
Going on there with it, yeah, with
a bit of fussy cutting. And then also there is like a sheet which has got some sentiments, some of the butterflies, a couple of little miniature maps, a tag. So there's lots of different elements in there, and there's one more to come which isn't like just general papers, and it is a snippet page. So
I love the goggles.
Yeah, so you'll see that those images run through the actual ephemera kit and the paper to work together. But equally, if you just want one, you can just buy the paper collection and you've got some of those images, but they all work together beautifully.
Now, here's the thing. You heard, and I heard Kellyanne Jordan say just then, the bundle together, you said $39.98.
I did, but...
Yeah, like you're on craftykelly.co.uk. It doesn't say $39.98.
Well, when you take it to your checkout, you'll get an extra 10% off, no code required.
Like £36.
Yeah.
Even on the individuals?
Yeah, on everything that's on the show today. If you go to the website, you go to the craft store page, that'll be all the products, and the show is linked into that page, and you can see everything there. As soon as you go to checkout, it will take it off straight away. I
said this last time, and I'll say it again. There are also books on the show, which are £2.
Yep.
Blank books. High quality sketchbooks on the inside. There's this one, there's a craft one. I'm going to be very, very quick here. They are £2.
Yeah.
They are £1.80 now with a 10% off.
Yeah.
So even they are £1.80. So whichever button, there's not many of them left, by the way, whichever you are going for on this show, add a sketchbook in.
Yes, yeah. I mean, if you like to do a bit of art journaling, that's what I use them for. And I have several of them where I've just either covered the outside, covered the inside, and just created in them. And it's just because they're a good, I think it's 280 GSM, so it's a good thick watercolour mixed media cardstock in there.
Yep.
So built for doing all those things.
£1.80. Go for that in. The bundle, those will continue on though, because then we've also got some textured dies.
We do. We have my textured dies, which is one of my recent releases. Mm-hmm. I've had such lovely feedback from you guys about these, so thank you so much. They're just such a lovely item to add into your projects. And I have found myself just adding it in.
Two very different dies as well.
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, I should have probably done them separately, but I just get a bit excited.
It's variety, isn't it? Like
I chuck it all in and I'm
all of it.
Yeah, well, because it's that little bit of a grungy kind of, but actually you've got the floral as well. So that you've got these different items to add into your projects to create those layers, because I really like using these kind of items just to break up kind of the background sometimes, or to add just that extra little element. So it's just so much fun. So the little booklet that Dan's holding there is what we did in our Facebook Live on Tuesday. So I do.
Is that Tuesday at 7?
It is Tuesday at 7. I do a Facebook Live, so please join me if you can do over on my YouTube channel. And we just create something different every time. And I kind of tell you what's going on and what's news coming out and this stuff. So join us.
Which there is news coming out.
There is new stuff coming out.
Maybe next Tuesday at 7. Who knows? Nevertheless, so your texture dies. Now let me remind myself.
Yes.
2 seconds, caller. Are we doing okay? Texture die set 1, right?
Yep.
$14.99.
Yep.
So that's now $13.49.
Yep.
Great stuff. Another 10% off at checkout. Thank you
Bargain.
very much.
We love it.
In front of there, adding texture or something different in the background, we've got stencils.
We've got our stencils. So this is a recent release of different sets of stencils. Each pack has 3 stencils in it. They're roughly DL size, just slightly bit smaller, but that's just the size they come in. But each set has 3 different ones to complement each other. You can buy the entire collection for $22.99 minus 10%.
Like £20.50?
Something like that.
I might be wrong.
But with that, you'll get the binding ring with it too, just so you can keep it all together. But equally, you can buy them separately. But all the samples that I generally have, the recent samples, are using these actual stencils. So next to the stencils there's a card, there's a mixed media piece with my crow, and all of the stencils that I have been used to create these projects.
Very, very cool. There you go, see the crow there, can't you? So go for them individually, whether you want to go for, as you can see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, 10, 11. Yes,
so I've numbered them for a reason, and they are actually, the number is etched on the top of the stencil, so when you are card journaling you can just put Crafty as a fox, number 4 stencil.
And you know exactly
where you're at. Exactly one you're at.
There you go. So which ones haven't you got yet? If you want to go for them all, as you hear, you get an extra discount, and also you get the binder metal ring.
Yes.
Ring, is that what you call
Binding
that?
ring.
Binding ring, binder ring. I got there in the end. Rightio, cool. There you go. You can see them getting hold of there for you. The whole thing, I think this is really close to your heart. This was what you were talking about a second ago.
Yeah.
Now, if you're super experienced and know what you're doing and you're thinking, you know, I've got the tips, I'll watch Facebook Lives or other people, etc., you want to go for one of the blank ones maybe.
Yeah.
If you want guidance or ideas or you want to start card journaling, you've written this.
I have. So I share with you guys all the time. I'm dyslexic, so this was quite a big undergoing for me, and I'm really proud that I managed to do it. So every photo in here has been done by myself. Every word that is written by myself. It has been double checked by a friend who is an English teacher, so it was
thank goodness.
all friends on deck to help.
Yeah.
But in here you have a breakdown of our different products that we always talk about when we're doing mixed media and we're doing stamping, stenciling. So what ink goes with what? If I want to watercolour, what ink do I use? If I want to use alcohol markers, what ink do I use? So it's got all of that information, as well as what is collaging? How do I stencil nicely? How do I create a certain background? What is texture paste? I've answered all of those questions because they were the most asked questions I had.
Yep.
And then in the back of the book, with all that information, we also have several different projects for you to kind of craft along with. So if we go...
We saw lots of lovely photographs of it.
Yeah. So
boom.
It is how to create this project, but also how I fill in my actual journal pages. Now, in that, it will give you lots of different techniques as you go to kind of create a project, either a stencil technique, a paste technique, and then you can create a project to add to your journal. And there's several in that throughout the book.
Is that $9.99?
Yeah.
Slash $8.99
Yeah.
now. $8.99. If it's a gift to somebody else, maybe someone's just retired or want to do what you do and want to get into card crafting, but they've got bits and bobs, but oh man, I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
I want to inspire a bit of guidance, because that template on there hasn't got to have the light bulb in there. That might be a flower, but it's just the composition and the guidance.
It's just to give you an idea of what you want to do, and for all of card journaling, it is trial and error. It is what you want to practice, what you want to do. So even for instance, when I created this card, like literally they are the same cards, but I was just like, I really want to do it in a different colour.
Yep.
And I want to try a different texture dye with it, just to see the difference. So then and
I could do that. I could put packs together, make and sell.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. So with all my products, I'm happy for you to make and sell finished products. So like cards, mixed media pieces, for yourself, for profit, for charity. That's absolutely fine. Make and sell as much as you want.
Boom. There we go. So if you haven't got it yet, for $9.99. It will say $8.99 at your checkout.
Yeah.
You can get the techniques book for you. Now then, you want more space.
Yes.
And more designs. These two are yours. These are full
They are
up,
pretty much full now.
You can pick which card journaling logit book do you want. Do you want to go for the watercolor or the whitewash? It's completely up to you. But inside of here it's like a diary, right?
Yeah, so this is your card journal. So this is where you keep everything. And what I tend to do is I take a photocopy or a picture of my project and I stick it into the book. You can stick an actual project in there. I did start doing that, but my book became quite bulky.
Yeah.
So I then reverted to just like printing it from my printer.
Yeah.
You know, nice and easy, nothing difficult. But in here, I've got all the projects
I like the word
I've
recipe,
made.
yeah.
Yeah,
Stamp and
it's a
stencils, the
recipe.
inks, the mediums, the cardstock, the papers, the technique I've used to do it. Scribbling bits out, I haven't done that. Maybe who was it from? Who was that cardstock? What do I need to reorder? Like you said, with stuff that worked or was a fail, as you called it. Tips, layout. It's such a cool...
Maybe next time I want to use different colours. Maybe I want to use a different dye. Maybe I want to add something else, or, you know, and you can add notes to yourself about it. You can put a date on there. I even put a little, if I've created it in a Facebook Live, I put a little mark to say Facebook Live on such and such date.
Yeah.
So then I've got that to look back on. And it could be that you've watched a Facebook Live and you've gone, oh yeah, let's make it, I want to do that technique again. What Facebook Live was it? Oh, it was such and such. Right, I will go back and rewatch that technique again. And I mean, it doesn't have to be mine. It could be, it could be anybody's.
Yeah, there you go. I absolutely love that. Absolutely adore it. And this one here, use die cut from, here's a layout, my idea, what works, what doesn't. Maybe then you pop that up there. It's really exciting when you sort of, even I'm just redesigning what I think. So what you're doing can be completely different to that. It's just a really wonderful way. And you could share this with people, or no one ever has to see it. It's your own little journal, diary, keepsake of your favourite things, but you just don't forget how you got there. What colours did I use? What Tim Holtz inks did I use
that's the thing is
to create that in the back?
I must have something like 50 odd Tim Holtz inks, sprays, everything, because I love the products.
Yep.
Do I remember what blue I used when I've got 5 different blues?
Distressing. It's DI, broken china, vintage photo.
So
I get you.
With that, I do know.
You do know.
I do
Which
know.
one do you like most? Is it watercolour? Is it whitewash or whiteboard? It doesn't matter. It's completely
They're
up to you.
exactly the same on the inside. It's just with a notepad, I know I like a different notepad.
Yeah.
You know, I'll probably design a different cover at some point because, well, I like to have multiple.
You can get hold of yours at craftykelly.co.uk. They are $6.99. Should be for everyone else. For you watching right now, you know you get 10% off, $6.29.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
Oh, and a quick heads up. So I am on Hobby Maker on the 9th of May.
Yep.
And they won't be this price on there. They will have to go back up to their regular price because it's Telebox.
Because it's Telebox.
Because it's Telebox.
Which I understand why they've got to do that.
Yeah.
We're not on Telebox.
No.
So you get Kelly's price.
So you get my price.
And every single penny goes to Kelly.
And also, I'm cheaper than Amazon because you get them through Amazon too.
There you go. What can I say?
I'm undercutting Amazon.
There you go. Rightio. Now, would you like something brand new that I've never seen before, that's never been on any screens before, right?
No.
These three here, they're separate purchases.
Yeah.
But different styles, right?
Yes.
These are they quiz books? Are they maze books? Why do you describe them?
So the two at the bottom, so the cat and the fairy are maze books.
Okay.
I created those because my son really likes doing maze puzzles.
Okay.
And I just decided that I'd create some. So I have created cat and fairy inspired mazes. There is some colouring in there if you want to. There are images you can colour. It's just something to pass the time if you're going along journeys, if you like doing mazes. It's just a little bit of fun.
Really cool. So basically, so the mazes are inspired by the theme of the book. So you've got the fairy side of things, or the cats side. I love the style of the cats, by the way. Like
they're fun, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really fun.
They're fun.
And it's only £4.99. Is that right? £4.99.
£5, but with
£5.
10% off.
What's that? £4.50.
£4.50.
I should be able to do that, really.
Yeah, you should.
£4.50 each, or.
So this
is a fun and creepy colouring and puzzle book. It has been created for adults to get in touch with their inner dark side.
Yes.
Kellyanne.
So I have a bit of an inner dark side.
Yeah.
We all know. So this was the first kind of puzzle book I created, and this is very different to the other two because there are word puzzles, there are crosswords, there are I think it's Sudoku, mazes,
word searches, colouring, missing
vowels. So there are tons to kind of play around if you're a little bit, a little bit alternative, or if you know someone that is. Now, our lovely Jo from Storage for Crafts brought my
Did she?
She brought it. Was the first person to buy one, and she loves it. So. Yeah.
It's just a bit of mindfulness, isn't it? And really, really fun. What a great gift to someone, as you said, not sure what to get them. How unique is this? Yeah. And they're like, oh, where'd you get these from? You're like, oh, yeah. I know her.
Yeah.
Crafty Kelly. She's over there. Really, really cool. £4.99, £4.50.
Yeah.
I will stress, while stocks last, by the way, they are single figures, all of them. So super popular. So, that's...
So I take them to events and stuff. So this is what I've got a little few left over from the events that I've been to recently. So...
Now, can we talk old books?
Old book
I mean, the right
pages.
places are old books, aren't they?
Yes.
Rightio.
So I work in conjunction with a charity to purchase some of their books that are not fit for purpose. So they will not be used in the shop to be sold. They will be binned, usually. And it's usually because either they're missing the covers, that half the book's missing. But actually, for me, they are perfect for creating lots of different mixed media projects. So in each pack there's 40 pages and there is a mix of sizes and a mix of subject matter.
Yeah.
So I try and add some images, I try and add some text. Some are old reading books.
The
some
Son
are
of
old,
Tarzan.
Yeah, there's Tarzan books.
The Flies of Britain, amazing.
So there's a real mix, but I know I like to create using these pages, and I hate to think that they would end up in landfill. Mm-hmm. So I work with this charity to purchase these books off them. So one, they're gaining from this, and two, this item doesn't end up in landfill, with this perfect patina for us to work with in lots of different projects.
That is really cool. Practical clock repairing is the page on the back of this. You can't even see it. So they're all going. If you order 2 lots, they're going to be different packs.
Oh, totally different. Yeah.
How cool is that for putting in your scrapbooks as a little torn element to be stamping onto, inking onto, whatever you fancy. But it's just really, really cool. That is your old book page for junk journaling, scrapbooking, or paper crafts. $6.29. I know it says $6.99 when you're on craftykelly.co.uk. You're getting a further 10% off because you're on the craft store right now. We'll continue on. Now, quick recap, by the way. These are those 2 books, right? These are the 2 sketchbooks. Jotters. Whether you want to go for black, whether you want to go for craft, that are £1.80 each.
Yes.
Thank you very much. They are blank. You put them whatever you want to. But you said it is like, I'm going to pick this one up actually. Yeah. You say 200 plus GSM?
Yes. And they're a lovely mixed media cardstock.
Yeah. It's really thick.
Really nice to work with. So if you like to just sketch with pencil or charcoal, then perfect. If you like to do mixed media paints and stuff, brilliant for that as well.
Yep. Do Kelly a favour, make some room in her storage.
Yeah.
Get rid of these.
I do need to make some space.
Make some space because there's new stuff coming.
Yeah.
£1.80. £1.80. You will not see that price anywhere else.
No.
For all the reasons we were just talking about. Let's continue on to Alice if we can. Lots of demonstrations on the way, so thank you so much. Do keep commenting on Facebook and YouTube and where you're watching and what you're going for. Any questions for you, of course?
Yeah. Please get in touch.
What's going on? Absolutely. And now, is this are these individuals or are they together?
They're individuals.
Individuals, right?
Individuals. But obviously they work together.
Yes, that's the point. So we've got our Alice ephemera.
Yes, Alice ephemera. So I love Alice in Wonderland and all things Alice. So I decided to release it. It was the very first thing I ever had produced. These I've had run quite a few times because everybody loves Alice because it's just such a lovely story, isn't it?
Iconic. Even the other characters are so iconic and there's such different personalities, isn't there?
Exactly. So it's just such a well-known and loved kind of illustration story that it's really nice to work with and to create your projects with. So cards, whatever you like to do, so the mixed media stuff or just general card making.
And that is $6.99 down to $6.29. If you're going for that, please, I commend you to pop in the basket as well, the journaling pack.
Yes. So you've got 16 designs, 2 of each. So there's quite a bit in there. They are small kind of journal cards, just already patterned up, so you can just add extra elements to them or even just pop them on the front of a small card.
Well, it's almost gold. It is kind of rose goldy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's to give that kind of goldy look.
Yeah, gorge.
So, it's just really fun.
Wheeler's back at 4 o'clock, actually, Poker Doodles. I don't know what made me think of that. Is she watching? She'll be in here in a second. She's the queen of my heart, darling. Don't worry about that. There we go. Now, you can see why I'd love you to pop that in the same set as the... Just for the intrigue and interest of having these things in your craft room. Absolutely adore. That is your journaling cards. Again, $6.99/$6.29 because Kelly is granting us a further 10% off website wide, right?
No, just on what's on the show today.
Just on the show now. I don't want to be giving stuff away. Okay, so you look on this show side of things, craftykelly.co.uk. This is where you're going to get a further 10% off of. But by all means, shop website.
Oh, yeah. By all means, obviously. All one basket, innit?
All one basket,
innit?
Exactly. Rightio, I'll look at your comments in just a second. But where should we start? Are we starting journaling? Are we die cutting?
I'm going to start with the paper collection because I wanted to. I don't delve enough into that, and the reason that I did that is because of my Facebook Live the other day. Actually, I was just like, I really enjoyed doing that. Do you mind passing me my book?
Yes, I should probably get it.
My book. No, my books. My books. I need my books.
In my head, I was like, I need to get the papers.
So I always try and do something out of my books. So I create projects, but I like to do something out of my books. So you can kind of see the process of how I go back onto a project. I look through it and I go, oh, okay, so that's what I did that time. I might change it up a little bit this time.
Righto.
So I always try and use my books as my guide, shall we say. So, not that one, this one. So in the back of this one. So this was the project I created the other day on the Facebook Live. So I wanted to use that same kind of element of the paper collection, layering up the different items and products to create a card instead. So I'm going to pop that over to one side and just bring in a couple of the pages. So what I decided, I was going to use some of these journal cards because I thought that would be fun. I'm going to use one of these, the blue paper. I don't think we went through all of the papers, only the back bits, but there are a mixture of blues and browns that just really work well together. So I've also got, I'm not sure which one I'm going to end up using.
Now these are the texture dies, aren't they?
These are the texture dies, so I've already cut them out ready.
But I like cutting them out and then you've got them, then you can...
Well, this is it, is I have got a little bag full of them where I've cut them out.
What's it called? Offering it up, if that's what the call is.
Oh, offering it up, is it?
Offering it up. Offer that up? No,
I'll offer that up. So what I've done is I've already pre-cut, because obviously I wanted to save some time, one of the sentiments that was in the Snips pack. I've taken one of the maps and two of those journaling cards. Yeah.
Love maps.
I know, it's cool, isn't it?
It's UK, isn't it?
Yeah, it's UK. It is the UK.
It's UK. Well, it says England and Wales for a start.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a little bit more texture to these items with a bit of ink. So just to add a little bit of something. So even if you just buy a paper collection, it doesn't have to be mine, or just a paper collection, you are able to create so much with just a few items like the paper collection and a little bit of ink. You don't need everything. So I've cut this down to fit onto my 5x7 card, and I'm just gonna, I don't mind if I rough it up a little bit because I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of a rough edge, but I'm gonna just bring that blue a little bit darker around that edge because I like to do that. And I might take my black around it too, because, well, that's what...
Going to say hello to Trish, Elaine, Deb, Nida, Annette, Roberta. Lots of people joining us in this last 10 seconds.
Oh, hello.
Janine, cool spelling of Janine as well, on Facebook. There's even more of you watching on YouTube, and I think that's because you like to stream it to your smart TV, so you can see all things Crafty Kelly. Yep, on the telly, right in front of you there. But, of course, you shop wherever you're watching, craftykelly.co.uk. Hey, Crafty Kelly.
Hey.
How long is that 10%?
It's on till Sunday.
Till Sunday. So it's Thursday right now. So maybe after this show, maybe right now. I'll wait for you. craftykelly.co.uk. That's where you can go and shop. But check out your baskets, and you'll see at checkout. Don't need a promo code.
No, don't need a
further
promo.
10% off the prices that I am stating, and the usual prices after Sunday. There'll be a further 10% off each of those on the products on this show.
Yep. Little bit extra, so when I come to the craft store, I will always try and give a little bit extra.
Thank you very much.
So you can see just by adding a little bit more ink is just giving it a little bit more depth, and what I'll probably do is just like pull up those edges a little bit when I stick it all together. And I'm just going to add a little bit to this one, and I'm thinking I might... The nice thing, the nice thing about this collection is if you don't have any stamps to create more texture, the texture is in the paper already, so you've got that text, you've got different colours going through it, so you don't have to.
So this one here, did that already have the
text
in the background?
Yes.
So then we've got like to complement that, we've got your now a texture stamp, too, like a script stamp. So if you're thinking like, where should I put it? Well, listen, you could recreate. You've got a hot air balloon elements for you. If I cut that out over the top, but on a grander scale, obviously these are the different sizes. It's such a cool idea.
I do. Well, I love creating texture. So with my stamps, my dies, so adding something with a bit more texture to the paper craft side, the paper side of it, it's got to be done, hasn't it? Got to be done. So these are from the ephemera collection. So it's printed on a 300 GSM. It's laser cut, so you might see a little scorch mark at the back, but that's because it is laser cut. It is a partially coated cardstock, so it's got a little bit of a sheen, but as you'll see, because I'm going to add some ink to this, it still takes ink nicely. So if I want to add a bit of colour just to kind of knock back that white, and I've gone quite heavy on that one, and I'm going lighter on this one, and then I'm probably just going to give it a little bit of a going over.
What official colour is this ink?
This is Vintage Photo.
Vintage Photo. One
of my most go-tos, I think, from the browns.
Yeah.
You just like a colour. But I'm going to take some oxide, and I'm going to just add a little bit on some of the edges, just to give it a little bit of
Is this sort of stuff you talk about, like why I might use an oxide compared to a distress ink?
Yeah, we can do that. So the reason that
don't give it all away. It's in the book.
Well, there are the differences of what the different inks are. So, for instance, the distress ink line is opaque, so it is a clear see-through ink, whereas the oxides is wrong way. Is a translucent, but the oxides is opaque, so you can't see through it because it's more of a chalky texture. Okay. So that's why it always layers on top quite nicely. So you can layer oxide on oxide and still get a really nice colour. Whereas if you use a distress ink, because it's translucent, it's see-through, you can't always see it, and that's why it doesn't show up as much on like black cardstock.
Right. Okay.
So so there is information like that in the book. Just to help you out.
It's in the book, guys.
It's in the book.
Now, you know what? Because we were talking about it before, and I was like, I was saying like, if you haven't got it yet, then everyone needs it. And you were like, well, you know, if you know what you're doing and away you go, you might want to go for the card journaling. But there's so much to.
There is so much to remember.
Yeah, embossing folders, chalk inks. Who even knew there were chalk inks, hybrid inks, distress inks, pigment inks? This is just a section of. What are waterproof dye inks? What is stays on? We hear these words all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you at home. I bet at some point you're like, I'm going to pretend like I know what they're talking about. Yeah, like I do that all through my career. Like stays on, I'm like, I have been told before, but you can't remember everything at all times.
No.
Like you do your best, I know. But then why use that? Then stamping tools, how to use a stamp, even acrylic blocks compared to a stamping tool.
Yeah.
There's loads of information. You're not presuming everyone knows everything, Kellyanne. It's really...
I wanted people to be able to have the ability to ask those, now don't take this the wrong way, stupid questions. I don't think there is a stupid question. I think if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't want to ask someone.
Yeah.
So having that kind of...
Or if you haven't got someone to ask.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're trying to Google it, but it's not coming up with what you thought. It's telling you down a rabbit hole. Crafting-wise, the card journaling book technique side of things, it's $9.99. It's the sort of thing you could reference back to all your life, or hand it down to somebody else, or if you are pretty confident of what's going on, but somebody, a loved one or something like, or in a group, you see, I've just joined this group and see, like, you must get new crafters on your lives all the time, Kellyanne.
Yeah.
That should be, I think, the first thing you purchase, because whatever stamps, MDF, stencils, dyes, inks, embossing folders that companies bring out, you want to do something with them.
Yeah.
And I think that's where your book is so unique, Kelly, where you talk you through exactly what you could be doing, or at least lead you on a path to, well, actually, I can now do this, I can now do that. That is available for you right now on this show.
Well, I want people to be able to, because we all see techniques and things and we go, I love that, that's brilliant. But then, like, sometimes trying to find out how that's done is really difficult. Because people like to keep these things closely guarded secret. I don't, though. I'll share everything.
I'm telling you what you want.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody everything. It's all good. So I've just chopped up one of my texture dyes. I've put the glue a little bit high. Oh well. And just to tuck it behind, because I like a little bit of showy. A little bit of showy.
A bit of show and tell.
And then I'm gonna add my map in as well, and I've just what I did earlier, just a second as we were talking, is I put some brown on the back because I've got it curled up. I don't want, if somebody's tilted it up, to see white, because then it won't tie in completely. So I always try and just add a little bit of colour behind if I'm curling anything up, just so it's all kind of in keeping the whole time. So let's pop that.
Don't I? I really love how the fact that, like, maybe you stumbled across something in two colours mixed together and it was this wonderful blend of, and it was distress up, and you're thinking, eureka, that's the exact colour I was hoping for, or that finish, or that blend. Where do I write it? Yeah. You could put it on a Post-it note somewhere, but that's going to fall off and go somewhere else. If there's a whole place, you write all of these happy accidents, or the advice you heard from Kelly's live, or someone on Hobbymaker said this, or Leonie's live said that. You put it all in. That is what the journaling does for you. That's exactly where you can pop them. And the finished sample you created, I completely get it. I completely get it that you can pop it on there and remind yourself of the stamps I use, the ink, the medium, the tip to remind myself. Next time, do it in red. Next time, do it in... And it could be the lightest... Like your colour palette, you were saying there's a dark side to Kellyanne Jordan. There's a dark side. Whereas, like Polka Doodles, for example, you check out Nikki Hall's website. It's really pastel-y, spring, summer. And if you want to do these techniques with those colours, like exactly,
yeah.
all the techniques from the Polka Doodle show coming up next, but with your papers.
Yeah.
Going in there, or your stamps. Like, this is the whole point of just giving you, sharing ideas, but logging those ideas.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I wanted to create a book that is useful for all. So no matter what kind of card making, art journaling, anything that you do, like it gives you the ability to save and have a copy and look back on it and enjoy it again. Because the thing is we do enjoy the process of creating whatever it is that we're creating. But then once it's gone, you forget. And actually, sometime later you go, oh yeah, that card I created, how did I do it again?
Yeah.
How did I do it?
Now, are you going to put, I thought you were going to put more texture dye in there for a second.
No, well, we could
Or
do.
just tidying it, I don't know.
We could just.
I thought you'd done, and then you're moving things into place, but
Yeah, I have a habit of moving stuff. No, I think I'm just gonna have a little bit just to poking out of there. So we've created using the papers, using some of the ephemera, just a really nice grungy card.
Yeah.
And it didn't take a lot. There wasn't tons of. There was no stamping. There was no stenciling. The papers had all the patina that they needed.
Yeah.
A little bit of ink just to knock that white back. But other than that, I mean, really simple and easy to make. And also, you don't need too many, what's the word? You don't need too many things to do it.
Yep, I'm with you. Too many ingredients.
That's it.
I'm with you. Taking it off your recipes idea. I'm going to wander back that way, show you some more finished samples if you can get ready for another one.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Right, come with me, friends. By the way, I just want to say a quick hello, welcome to Kelly's just joined us, as has Shaz, Anne Fisher, Beth, Annette, another Kelly, Nida, Marge, Beth have all just said hello. Hello, guys. I think we see you've joined us as well. Hello. Lots of you watching right now. This show, all these products we're talking about, an ethos, craftykelly.co.uk. This is the bundle we were just talking about, of which in there you get the papers, which are the little snippet Victorian papers for you, 160 GSM, 8 designs, 24 sheets. You can see the stencils, which weren't used in that previous one. That's not the point. You could add them in if you wanted to. Lots of steampunky-esque elements there with the crackle or the crack at the top, the letters and the cogs and things. Then you've got the stamps on there with the keys. There's the stenciling, the script at the bottom there. Some little splodges on there. I love that sort of tile. That's really, really beautiful. And then those ephemera pieces. I will then encourage you to have a look down on the step or two below us, because I held up a whole load of cards beforehand. This is the kind of thing, the kind of style that you can be creating. But hey, your designs at home could be completely different. Your composition, your layout, your design, the wording going in there, the colour of the background, actually. No, I'd rather go for yellows and oranges, for example, rather than orange and blues. You can do whatever you want to do. It could be a stark white background there, but things like the cutout elements, the words, they are in the bundle. You can order the bundle. It's just shy of £40. The papers, the ephemera, the stamps, and also the stencil. Because you are shopping now, because you're watching this on the craft store, you'll get a further 10% off that price point on the products on this show. 10% off the extra books, off the old papers, off the journals, of course, off the texture dyes we were just talking about and being used. You can see one of the texture dyes in the background there. That is the whole point. Maybe last time you ordered the papers or the bundle and you've still got the stamps, they last forever, you look after them, the stencils, but you run out of the ephemera. Order just more of the ephemera. Order just more of the snippet Victorian papers. You can do that too. But because it's on this show, you can get a further 10% off there too. You don't need a code, for example. It's already done from those products. So where it would be $9.99, it's now $8.99. $6.99 is now $6.29. Thank you to Kellyanne for that. Right, I'm going to wander back if that's cool. Are you ready? Okay. Let's go. But yeah, not forgetting every single purchase goes via Kellyanne's website, craftykelly.co.uk. Oh, you've got the stencil out.
I've got my stencil out. I was going to do the other one, but I was like, no, actually, I'll use my stencil. So I'm taking inspiration from a previous project because I wanted to use the colour combination. So this was a previous project. I'll just bring in so you can see. I've made myself a little note to myself. Book 1, page 9, so I know where I'm going for this project. So page 9, I write my numbers on, and I know what inks I'm going to use. So I'm going to use some sprays. But first of all, I'm going to create a resist using heat embossing. So what that entails is using like a Versify, what's it called? Clear embossing ink. So you can use Versamark, sorry, or I've got this dauber, but sometimes I use like a sponge dauber to just go through it. So it doesn't really matter, whatever you've got to work. So I'm going to just position my stencil. I do normally, on the back of my stencils, put the repositionable tacky on it.
Okay.
Just to hold them in place, especially if there's little bits. But this one's been well used and I need to redo
nice,
it.
Whatever it is.
I know. It smells like cinnamon, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does actually.
Yeah. I'm not really
I don't really
sure
like
why.
cinnamon, but I like that.
I don't really know why. So I'm just going to rub this through the stencil. And I'm not going to be too precious about because of the style of this like number stencil, it is a bit sketchy. It's a little bit all over the place and it's supposed to be. So if I miss bits, I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. So I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to pop you to the side for a second.
We forgot to say hello to Phil Watson on YouTube. Sorry, Phil.
Oh, sorry, Phil. Hi, Phil.
He's not calling us out. He just said good afternoon all, and we forgot to say hello. So, Phil.
Oh, hi, Phil.
YouTube, we see you. And everybody else watching on YouTube as well, hello.
I'm giving you lots of tips today as well. So in my sandwich box, this is the sandwich box. This is the perfect size because I work in a 5x7 usually is like my go-to. I'm just going to get this. So I put my embossing powder in all of these. The only one that I don't is I don't have one for my white and I need to get one. Literally, it fits in perfectly. So I literally scoot it.
Going down the Tupperware aisle.
Yeah. Whenever they're on special at Sainsbury's.
Yeah, I'm in.
So then I've got a lovely covering. It's in my pot. And I always have a little card base underneath just to collect any that have wandered off as they do. And
so that was like a dauber glue kind of, was it?
What?
That dauby thing that you were daubing on, was that
no, it's an embossing, it's an embossing dauber. So it is...
Is it powder?
No, it's the same ink as in your Versamark, but in a dauber style.
In like an dauber applicator.
Yeah, I don't know if Tim Hunt still does them, but he used to. I've got to bring this up here because I will...
the magic of television, Kellyanne.
I'd
rather you bring that up here than you disappear, to be fair.
I'm going to let this get to the hottest it can and before taking it to the cardstock.
Hey, manufacturers of heat guns, please make them longer flex.
This is my, what's it called, emergency heat tool. Because I normally have one in my bag, my craft kind of tote bag. And I took it out by accident and forgot to put it in. So this is the one that's in my roller bag as my just in case, because I've got such a bad brain.
But this is why we do things just in. I bet you do the same. Do you buy like double up on ink, for example, your favourite colour, particularly on glues or cardstocks? You don't want to run out, do you? By the way, Vicky's just joined us, as has Chrissy, Elaine, Mary, Mary Craft Flowers. Mary, is that your last name?
That's an awesome name.
It's a brand, Craft Flowers, Mary Craft Flowers. I like that, that's cool. Anne Lloyd has just said hello as well.
Hello.
Tuning in. Absolutely love that. Well done, everybody. I know I'm going quite quick sometimes. I'm doing more time at the demo. All the products we're talking about that this lady has brought to you and designed herself, Crafty Kelly got you,
Yeah. So you probably can't see it at the moment, but I have. It's turned like clear because I've used the clear embossing powder. And shiny, so that is going to create a resist. So the underneath of the white is going to show through the whole time.
Cool.
Now I'm going to pop that one over to one side because I've done it on watercolor cardstock here, and I'm just going to bring in my little box because I'm probably going to get a little bit messy.
It's a big box compared to a little box.
Yeah. So we're going to do a little bit of spraying, and I love a little bit of spray.
Okay.
So what colours did I use in my sprays? Broken China and Wild Honey. So I'm going to use these to create the colour contrast on my project.
Now, just to quickly say, Kellyanne knew that. If you've been watching the whole show, this is what we're so excited about. But it's this book. It's a craft journaling. You went for the watercolour finish, fair play. And it was logged. So we know all the inks that are coming up and the exact colours of which and the cardstock you used. That is the whole point. And you designed, like, this concept and these sections.
Yes. So I kind of sat down and wrote a list of what I need to know when I'm creating my project. Mm-hmm. And from that is how the layout came out. I don't know if it's perfect, but it works for me. And I use my tips and tricks box for other things, and I sometimes use my layout box for different things as well. So it just gives me that ability to log all of that information that I need when I want it. So what I'm going to do with this is, because I've heat embossed, I don't really want to put a heat tool back on it. So I'm just going to let that one dry and bring in my Blue Peter one from earlier.
Okay.
So
Got it.
because I've used heat embossing, if I put heat back on it, it's going to kind of activate the embossing powder.
You don't want that?
And I don't really want that.
What would...
But because the ink might bleed into the embossing powder.
Could be fun, but not
It could be fine. So what I've done is, after I've dried my other one, is I've just taken a white, like a baby white, just gone over the hair, just to lift any ink that was sitting on the top so that white comes through nice and clear. So we're going to bring in the stamps, the Stampy stamps.
Hooray! Now, these stamps on their own, if you want to get hold of them, is it Stamp It Texture 1?
It is.
Here we go. $16.99 if that's what you wish to do. You have got a further 10% off there. It is part of the greater bundle. That's the paper pad, the stencils, and the ephemera for £40. I know it's under that. A further 10% off that price too. You can find it all on like the show page, if you like, right? The craft store show page.
There is a craft store show page. Just for us guys.
Woo-hoo.
So I'm gonna, so sometimes when I'm inking, I just pick up the stamp and I do it with my hands.
Okay.
And sometimes I put it onto a block. So sometimes I don't want a full impression. So to be fair, I don't really want a full impression of my text. So I'm just gonna take my stamp, pop it onto my fingers and just lift up some of that ink, because I don't want it to be perfect, which sounds a little bit funny, doesn't it? I just want to get a slight impression, a little nod to it.
Oh, yeah.
A little nod. A little
suggestion
something.
of.
Yes. I don't need the full.
Sprinkle of.
A sprinkle of.
Sense.
Yeah, I don't need the full amount. I just need a little. So I'm happy with that. I've just got a little bit going in through there. I could go in with more. And if I was using the oxide, it would sit on top of it and not kind of blend.
Is that
in
maybe the sort of thing you might put in the tips section of your recipe there? Being like, don't use a block.
100%. Yeah. You know, I used it on my hand.
Use this hand.
So I'm going to take, so this is an oxide, and I'm going to take this pattern stamp, and I'm just going to take some of it. So you can see I've covered some of it, and we're going to just take that at the bottom there. So I've got a little bit popping through, and then I'm going to do the same up the top here, just to create a little bit of texture. And it doesn't, and I'm going to take a different part of it. So this little piece here, I'm going to take that instead, and I'm going to get a little bit of that just coming through there. I've got ink still on there, so I can go in here. So that's a nice thing about when you're using stamps in an unconventional way, shall we say.
Yeah.
You can just get different effects with what you're doing. So I've added a little bit of texture there with my stamps.
Well, like you went over the embossing, heat embossing there.
So that, if I let that sit, that should stay. But if you add water to it, it'll move it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It'll move it. So happy with that. That is what I wanted. Now I'm just bringing in the die. So if you joined us last time, this was my Build a Butterfly die.
Yes, I remember that last time. Is that still in stock on the website?
It is still on stock on the website. I don't have tons left, but I do have some. So if you are wanting that, then please do have a look.
By all means, there's a 5-minute gap between this show and the next. There's only 7 minutes left on this show with Crafty. I know. With
so
Crafty
quickly.
Kelly. So by all means, shop now. Shop. Have a look there in the 5 minutes between this and Poker Doodles coming up. Most people visit the websites we're talking about within 48 hours after the live show, which makes me think you tune in at some point and then go, right, remind myself later on, and you have a proper look round directly. Maybe you've never, because you know on Create and Craft on Hobby Maker, you were shopping on Create and Craft, or a Chander's website, you're shopping on Hobby Maker's website. I get it. You are going direct to Crafty Kelly. So maybe you've never visited Crafty Kelly's website before. Do find Crafty Kelly as well on Facebook, because you do your own lives.
I do.
Tuesday at 7.
I do my lives on YouTube. So
on YouTube, okay.
Yeah, follow my YouTube channel for the lives.
Okay.
Although I do post everything on Facebook just to kind of share what I'm doing. But I like doing lives on.
Yeah.
I suppose it's just a different platform, isn't it? So I've just added a piece of black cardstock because I really do like to mount my work onto black. You might like to use different colours. You could easily go around a white piece of cardstock with a colour from the palette that you've used to create your project to then frame it. But I always like to have a frame.
Okay.
And I've just taken that butterfly with a vellum background.
Already, like, I get it. Like, the page you're looking at, page 9 in my book, this is different to that.
Yes, yeah.
Very cool. There's no frame. You remind yourself, you'll see it in a bit, but there's no frame. Even like in the top corner, it's blue ink with white on top, and before it was white with blue ink on top.
So I wanted to use those same colours, but...
that's where we were. What inspired this, right?
Yeah, so if I bring that in for you.
Yep.
There you go. So what I did differently is when I did the stenciling, I used the blue for the stenciling instead of using a white embossing powder. So it just shows you how you can change, using similar colours, get different effects.
Yep.
Change it up a little bit. Experiment. I just love a bit of experimenting. So I'm going to do just a happy birthday.
Sue's just joined the feed, by the way. Ian Brown has just joined us, tuning in. I hope it's the same Ian Brown who I used to work with. Just trying to see the profile picture. Ian, if it's you...
say hello.
If it's not you, Ian, you can still pretend. I can't really see the
just
profile picture.
It is.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, it's me.
Sure.
You can see like the difference that we had between those two cards, using that same colour palette, using a similar product. So I've used that same stencil, that same stamp.
You can turn it to camera 1 now if you want to.
The one. That one.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
You don't know. I mean,
I see. Turn.
Yeah.
I'm never on talkback, guys, because
I mean, neither. He tells me all sorts, but I don't.
I've got enough voices in my head.
I don't listen to him either. But if he says it enough times, eventually I'll hear. Camera 1. I was like, all right.
So you can see, using those products, we've got a completely different kind of end product using the same things.
Love that, Kelly. Now, Kelly, we've just got time for a recap if we can. Back down the counter. But bravo, everybody. If you love more like that, how beautifully it was explained, different takes on ideas, that's what the lives are for.
They are. So join my YouTube channel. It's free to join and it's free information. I just like to have some company and a good chat with people whilst we're creating. It's just really nice kind of community. Do
we search for Crafty the Fox or Crafty Kelly?
Crafty Kelly.
That's you.
Crafty Kelly. And there are links on my website to my channel, so you can find me quite easily.
There you go, you can find her. craftykelly.co.uk. Right, follow me, Kellyanne.
That way.
Not forgetting, hello everyone, come along. We're going to go back to the bundle if we can, just to quickly recap. And you were saying if we want to get individuals, we can, but the bundles, of course, these are designed to work together, I guess.
So when I created this collection, I designed it so it all works together because I wanted to create something that wasn't bitty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted it to be cohesive. So if you do have all the products, then you can start creating projects straight away with everything you've got.
Beautiful, isn't it? You can see there you've got the samples now you're seeing through the stencils, the stamps, the ephemera pieces, and the Make Something Beautiful snippet, Victorian, perfect for journaling, scrapbooking and card making. Papers. I gave it its full title there, and why not?
Didn't you?
But seeing a few of the samples there, again, you can use all of these products to make and sell for charity, for yourself, to reinvest, whatever you'd rather do. If we can quickly leg it over down this counter here to your texture dyes, I just think they're really... They both give texture, I get it, but they're so different, yet work so well together because they can do the same thing, as in positioning-wise, composition-wise, but will give maybe a more masculine finish compared to a feminine finish. Yeah. Really cool idea. There they are. Good size, aren't they?
Well, I wanted them to, like I've said before, I like to work on a 5x7, so I am a bit biased to the sizes that I create items because I want them to work on a 5x7 because that's what I like to use.
Yeah.
But they do work perfectly. So they're usually about 3 or 2.5, 3 inches to 4. So that's kind of the sizing that we're going for with them. It probably says it right on the back of the packaging, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Exactly.
We're about to say that.
It will say it at the bottom, I think. Oh, no, it might be at the front.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's on there somewhere.
Oh, it does say it at the front.
Yeah, there you go. I knew it was
5.5 by 2.6.
Yeah.
Ish.
Ish.
There you go. That's how everything it should be done. Ish, kind of. What's the weight of that product? I don't know. Nevertheless, there are your dimensional side, or your texture dyes. In front of there, we've got our stencil bundles.
We've got our stencil bundles. 3 different stencils in each pack. We've got, in the first pack, we've got text, we've got brick, and we have got, what else is there? I can't remember. My brain stopped.
My brain.
Lines. They're like squirrely lines, so which there is a sample just above which shows the lines. So to give a different kind of look.
Cool.
The next one is all animal prints. So we've got leopard, we've got tiger, and we have got snake. And then the one after that, it's 3 different styles of circle, kind of squares, mini circles, and dashes.
With 20 seconds to go, you've absolutely nailed it.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Kelly. Well done, everybody. Hey, don't forget, by the way, you've also got the puzzle books, the maze books, which have never been on screen before and not going to again with a price point there. With 5 seconds left, Kellyanne, always lovely to see you.
Always lovely
Thank
to
you
see
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Get shopping, support local, craftykelly.co.uk.
Thank you, guys.